Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's start object-oriented programming, which is OOPS with Java. This is Unit 1, which is Introduction of OOPS. So let's start. In this unit, we study the foundation of Java, what are exceptions and everything about Java. So the first will be what is JVM. In this slide, we study Java environment, which is JVM, JRE and JDK. So what is JVM? JVM is basically Java Virtual Machine. This is the main part of where without this your Java program will not execute. So the engine, this is also known as the engine of Java. It is platform dependent. Like if you write on your laptop, this will execute on another like platform, window, linux, anything. So this allows platform independency as well as, but it makes the code platform independent. It loads, verifies and executes bytecode. So it load bytecode, verify them and execute them. What is JRE? JRE is basically Java runtime environment. This is a toolbox. All right, so everything will be in, all libraries are inside the JRE. So it contains the JVM, like JVM will also contain inside the JRE, Java Runtime Environment, and standard libraries like math, util, lang. These are the libraries which are contained by JRE needed to run a program. These are libraries which are essential to execute Java program. So JVM is inside JRE, and JRE is Java Runtime Environment. JDK is Java Development Kit, which is necessary for executing Java. So you have to first download JDK to execute Java code. This is the full kit. It contains the JRE plus tools like Java C, which is the compiler used to develop programs. So this is the core foundation of Java. So JDK contains JRE and JRE contains JVM plus some tools also, libraries also like math, util, lang, etc. The next slide will be the compilation process. So the compilation process of C++ Java uses two steps. The first step will be source code, which is .java, and second will be white code. So source code is basically we save the Java code with the extension .java. So this is known as source code, is compiled by the Java C compiler into bytecode. It converts source code into bytecode. Class, the file name will be .class. Bytecode is not machine code. It is an intermediate language that the JVM translate into machine code. So this is bytecode is a language which is converted by JVM into machine code at runtime, and this is why Java is platform independent. So .class helps to allow platform independency by converting into machine code by JVM. The next will be what is object oriented programming. So let's talk about them. Basically, object oriented programming means all the things are considered as object, and we code everything with the help of class and objects. So we have four pillars in object oriented programming. First will be encapsulation, which is data hiding. Second will be inheritance. Third will be polymorphism, and fourth will be abstraction. So these are the four pillars of OOPS, like object oriented programming. So let's understand each one. So first will be encapsulation. In short, we can say we hide the data or data hiding. So encapsulation is the technique of making the fields in a class private and provide access to the field via public method. So we have public and private methods. We study in further unit or in your videos. There is important that encapsulation is basically a technique making the fields like classes private or public, or by providing some access modifiers. So encapsulation is basically a technique by which we allow access, who can access which class. All right, the goal is basically to protect data from unauthorized modification, and implementation is basically use private variables and public getter setters. Who will get, who will set. So this will also include in this. Analogy is basically a medical capsule. The medicine data is hidden inside the plastic shell, like we have class in which data is hidden and can only be accessed through specific channels. So this is analogy behind this, that basically it is a capsule like where the data is stored inside the class, and we use access modifiers to give access who can read or who can write. That's all this. The second will be inheritance, basically code reusability. um, if you write a code once, then you can use that code in more classes. So here we use inheritance. So this allows a child class to inherit attributes and method from a parent class. Like the children will inherit or gets all the property of their parents. So like this, a child class which takes all the attributes, all the methods from a parent class. So this is inheritance. There is a super class, which is the class being inherit from, where you inherit. So this is a parent class, also known as super class. But the subclass will be child class. The class that inherits means child, like children. So this is child class or subclass. The keyword which is used to inherit, or which is used to take all the methods, attributes, inherit, for inheriting, we use extends. So extends is a keyword which is used to inherit parent class to child class. All right. The note here is a note, which is Java does not support multiple inheritance. So this question comes many times, like which inheritance not allowed by Java. So multiple inheritance not allowed by Java. One child, two parents. This is multiple inheritance. To avoid, this is not possible, right? So this is to avoid ambiguity, but it achieves this through interfaces. So multiple inheritance is not allowed in Java, but we achieve through inheritance. So this is important. Multiple inheritance is not supported by Java. The third will be polymorphism, which is many forms. We make a thing once and we use that thing in many forms. So let's study. Polymorphism allows us to perform a single action in different ways. Like method, we have two methods, method overloading and method overriding. In method overloading, also known as compile time polymorphism, where multiple methods in the same class with the same name but different parameters. So method overloading happens when you have multiple methods in same class. So we have a single class, but we have multiple methods with the same name. Like we have a class math, but we have multiple methods like add, but with same name but different parameters. We have to assign parameters differently. Like when we have two three methods of add, so we have to assign different parameters. Like first method will be taking two arguments, second will be taking three argument and add three number of digits, like this. So this is method overloading. The second will be method overriding, which is runtime polymorphism, where a superclass provides a specific implementation of a method that is already provided by its parent class. So this is basically like inheritance. We have a method in parent class and we inherit or take use that method in another class and execute that method in another class. This is method overriding. The last concept of OOPS will be abstraction, which is essential features only. Like abstraction is the process of hiding implementation details and showing only the functionality to the user. Like we have a website, so we does not get all the code in interface. We only see the picture, structure, and the needed details which we need. These are the details shown on the website, so we does not see the code. So this is also known as abstraction, basically hiding the implementation, how the things are happening. This will hide in this and showing only the functionality, only the things which are needed there. So this is abstraction. We use like when we create abstraction So we use abstract class there to hide them, and a class that cannot be instantiated, it can have abstract methods. Abstract class having only abstract methods without a body. We have interfaces also, a completely which is a completely abstract class. So interface is basically a completely abstract class that is used to group related methods with empty bodies, and a class implements an interface. So class also allows to implement interface. So implement are interface are implemented by class as well. The next will be Java programming structure. So how the Java code will written, this is how we discuss in this. So the first will be, we have access specifiers or access modifiers. So access specifiers is basically who allows us to provide who will access the code. So we have public, protected, default and private. These are the access specifiers which we use in our code to provide access of that codes. Alright. So these controls the visibility of your code. Who will see, who will read. This allows control. Alright. The first will be public, which allows access from anywhere in the world. Everyone will access that code where we use public access specifier. The next will be protected, access within the same package and by subclasses. So it provide access within the same package. The next will be default, access only within the same package, and the last will be private, access only within the same class. So we can access only in the same class. And next structure will be final and static keyword. These are the two main important keywords which are asked in your exam. So the first will be static, which means that the variable or method belongs to the same class, not the object. So this tells that the method will be in the same class, not the object. You don't need to create an object to call static method. When we create static method, we does not need to create like object of them. The final keyword will be which is used for declaring final variable. Value cannot be changed. Where we use final, the value will be constant there. Value does not change further. Final methods also we have cannot be overridden. If we write a program where we make a final method, we cannot override them. We cannot use in many other classes. We have final class which is cannot be inherited, means that class does not use anywhere or in the code. So this is final variable, final method and final class. The next will be packages and jar file. So let's start. How we define a package. So a package is a contain. What is package? So package is a container where we write all the Java code. For a group of related class where multiple classes are there, it prevents naming conflicts. The syntax of making a class will be, we have uh, making a package will be package, which package you want, dot the another thing where location it is, and we have Java package java.util.html. So java.util.html means all the libraries are considered in the program. Importing, use import, like we have to use import package and after that package name. So import to bring in classes from other packages. So this is how we define a package. The next will be class path. So the class path is a environment variable that tells that Java compiler or JVM where to look for user defined classes and packages. If the JVM cannot find your .class file, you likely have a class path error. So you see in your Java program as well this thing. We have jar files like Java archive, which is a jar file is a file format based on the zip format. It is used to aggregate many Java classes files and associate metadata into a single file for easy distribution. Why use why we use jar files? Like reduce download, like compression and easier management of complex libraries. Let's talk about arrays and string, which in Java which are in Java also. So arrays are basically, we know, contiguous memory location having and elements of same data type, multiple elements we can store. So array in Java are considered as an object. They are fixed in size, index starts from 0, and syntax will be this: int square brackets array name is equals to new int size of array in square brackets and semicolon. So this is a syntax of declaring array in Java. Let's talk about string. Basically in Java, strings are not just array of characters, they are objects. Alright, so everything is considered as an object. Immutability means string are immutable, cannot be changed if they are created. So meaning once a string object is created, its value cannot be changed. Immutable means they cannot be changed after creation. If you try to change it, a new string object you have to create it, and a string constant, like in the string constant pool. Key methods we use in string, like length to find length, caret to extract a char, and we have substring, string inside string, and we have equals to find or to calculate comparison between them. All these things are unit 1, which is introduction of OOPS. If you like this video, thanks for watching.